Do we even have to introduce this video? Like, y'all already know what time it is. Hey guys, do me a favor, stop what you're doing and click that subscribe button. I'm really trying to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I need you to head over and give me a follow. Thanks in advance. Now on to the video. Hey guys, what's up? Cece back with another video. On this channel, we talk a lot about productivity, our corporate careers. We talk about how to be the best badass woman that you can possibly be. However, today's video, we're going to go back to our roots and we're going to do a little declutter. And when I say little, I'm being a little, I don't know, I'm being a little crazy because it's not little. It's actually a very fairly large declutter. You can only see a portion of the palettes on this table here. So we're going to do an eyeshadow palette declutter. I have so many eyeshadow palettes and I just feel like my mindset is changing. My interests are changing. Not that I don't love makeup, because Lord knows I do and will still be doing some makeup videos on this channel. However, I just don't need to hoard as much makeup as I have been hoarding. So here we go. We're going to get rid of some of these. You guys know the drill. Pause this video and comment down below right now how many eyeshadow palettes you think I have. Now don't try to take this because this ain't showing you nothing. Pause this video. Let me know how many eyeshadow palettes you actually think I have. Hint, it's over 50. Just a little hint. Okay. I'm kind of afraid to even admit this because I feel like y'all gonna judge me, but y'all judge me anyway, so it's okay. 117 eyeshadow palettes I have here. 117, y'all. Y'all, if I can cut this down to like 25 or 30, I'm willing to do that. That's even too many. But if I can cut this down to that number, I'm willing to do that because I hardly use eyeshadows anymore, especially since I've gotten my lash extensions. I don't really like to do shadow. And then even before then, I wasn't really doing shadow. It just seems like way more effort than it's worth sometimes when I'm going somewhere, yes. But other than that, I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like it's more trouble than it's worth. So we're going to go through this. We're going to get rid of, I'm going to try to get rid of like 3/4 of this 117. And let's see what we end up with. Right off of the bat, I see some that I can get rid of. So this Saharan 2 palette by Juvia's Place. I really like Juvia's Place's shadows. I think they're gorgeous. They are unlike many other shadows. Like, just look how beautiful. The pigmentation in these are amazing, but I don't find myself wearing these. And then I also have the Nubian 2 palette. Same deal. Beautiful shadows. I just don't find myself wearing these, and there's no need to keep something that I am not going to use. So those two can go. All right, Kylie palette. I actually really loved this Kylie palette. It was such a good palette. This blue is one of the most beautiful blues I've ever used, but I can't tell you when the next time I will be using a blue eyeshadow. So I think we can let that go. I don't want to just keep it for the blue. And then some of these palettes I got in like BoxyCharms and things like that, and I'm just really not going to use them. So Ciate London, this Raw Beauty Christie. I think I bought this ColourPop palette and this was very beautiful. I love these greens in here, but I don't love them enough to keep it. I think we can kind of start to Profusion palette. Beautiful palette. This is also a great affordable option if you're looking for affordable shadows with great pigment. Profusion is good, but I'm not going to keep that. I have this Believe Beauty palette. Again, beautiful shadows. I just don't use it. Y'all, I think I'm going to get rid of most of these that you see on the screen right here. This is a Makeup Revolution, XX Revolution palette. Going. These Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palettes, these were beautiful palettes, but they're so old. I've had them for so long and they just don't get used anymore. So let them go. So makeup is kind of an emotional thing for me, right, you guys? I love makeup. I'm pretty obsessed with it, as you guys know. But lately, I've just been finding myself with other interests and hobbies and things to talk to you all about, which is fine, you know? I can give these products a good home, and that's good, but I just don't need to hoard all of this stuff. So this isn't as emotional as I thought it would be. It's really not, and I just feel like I'm in a good place in my life that I'm ready to declutter some stuff, right? These Pat McGrath shadows, absolutely beautiful. This is one of her like $25 palettes, but I have other Pat McGrath palettes that I'm going to keep. So I think I can let this go. This Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, I was never crazy about this palette. I don't even know why I kept it. So let's get rid of that. I have two other Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palettes. These are actually really pretty, but again, just don't use them. So I'll let them both go. I have a lot of these little ColourPop palettes like this. Like this one's broken, but this is so pretty, right? I feel like you can do some cute Valentine's Day looks with this. I just hate keeping palettes for like certain occasions, you know? I just feel like I don't need to keep it just for a certain occasion. The ABH Norvina palette collection. These are one of those little tiny palettes that I love. However, these colors, why did I even buy this? Like, when am I going to use that? I'm not, let's be honest. Here's a little baby Fenty Beauty palette. I actually really liked this palette for a little minute. You can see I has a little dent in this eyeshadow right here because I used it a lot, but I don't use that anymore. I also don't use these Wet n Wild shadows. These were like everything. Like before we all got into high-end stuff, these palettes were everything. This, what is this? This one, the Comfort Zone palette. Do you guys remember when it came in the different packaging? Like these were everything, seriously. And so I've kept these for nostalgia reasons, but you guys, I really just don't use them. I like to keep some inexpensive stuff, but I really just don't use them, and there's no need to hold on to them. I have some LA Colors palettes here along with an LA Girl, several LA Girl palettes, and I don't know that I've ever even used these right here, so they can go too. I don't think I've kept a single palette yet. I already see two more I can let go, and one is this guy here. I believe this came in like a BoxyCharm or something like that. We don't need that. This LA Girl Hot Heat. Now I used this a multiple of times because look at the shades in this. You just don't find these shades in other palettes. Like you really don't. But I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm not going to use it. I'm just not going to use it. And I'm not going to get rid of all my colorful palettes, but a lot of them got to go. This e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. Nice palette. The shadows were okay, but I'm not going to keep that. I might get rid of all of these, y'all. This was really cute. This Femme Rosa, Carucci, and ColourPop palette. I actually really did like this palette, so I'm going to sit this to the side. That may be a keeper, depending on what else I decide to keep. I have the Anastasia, another Norvina palette, another one that I'm just not going to use, and I'm not going to try to force myself to use. All of these gorgeous babes right here from, what are these, Maybelline Eye Studio. These were actually really pretty and really good, nice, soft shadows. Again, just not going to use them. The City Mini palette. This is the Makeup Shayla and what is this, Maybelline palette. Yeah, I didn't really love these shadows, to be quite honest. I remember using that back in the day. Perfusion Mattes palette. Again, beautiful shadows. These are worth mentioning, to be quite honest. They're amazing. I'm not going to keep it, but they're worth mentioning if you're looking for some palettes that are very inexpensive. Let's see. These are the Uma Beauty Black Girl Magic or Black Magic palettes. Both of these are gorgeous, y'all. Oh my God. Look at some of those shades. And I remember trying these palettes and they were just fire. I think I'm going to keep both of these for now. I may have to do a second round of the palettes depending on what I decide to keep and kind of compare and contrast similar ones. But I'm going to keep those in the keeper pile. This is also a gorgeous, gorgeous palette by e.l.f. These shadows, fire. Complete fire, but I'm getting rid of them. Oh, I was obsessed with this palette for a very long time. The Makeup Shayla and ColourPop palette. I was completely obsessed with that palette. It's old though, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm also going to let go of these palettes here. These are the ColourPop Mar and Soul palettes. Very pretty colors, very gorgeous, nice, soft shadows. They just got to go. They just got to go. And then these last two, this LA Splash palette, Golden Gatsby, gorgeous colors in there, but again, probably just won't be used by me. And this 4-pan e.l.f. palette with these beautiful greens, again, it gotta go. Okay, let's continue. I think it's gonna start to get a little harder here, but we're not gonna let up. We're not gonna let up. I definitely, any of these XX Revolution, ooh, look at that purple. I was gonna say any of these XX Revolution palettes I can probably get rid of, but y'all look at that purple. When am I gonna wear purple eyeshadow? I'm probably not, but that is beautiful. You have to admit, Jesus, that's cute. Okay, we gonna let that go. We're gonna let it go. This here, this Wet n Wild's Color Icon palette, not gonna use this either. I'm just not. Pretty colors, but it's just not going to be used, and I need to understand that about myself. What else do we have here? Kenya on this probably came in PR or something. Oh, this isn't even eyeshadows. Okay, let's take this out of here. This is for another day. All right, so this one I know is eyeshadow. This is the Morphe and Manny MUA Glam palette. I know this old child. What did I think I got this in a box too, like a BoxyCharm or something. I could let that go. Milani Pure Passion. These palettes were everything. They kind of reminded you of those Stila palettes that came out around the same time. They were everything, but we can't keep it. We can't keep her. Patrick Ta. This is a really cute palette, and I don't know that I'm ready to give this one up yet. So we keep her. I can't keep too many neutral palettes though. I feel like I don't want to start keeping too many neutral palettes, but I want that one. This Profusion Emeralds palette, again, super cute palette, but we're not going to keep it. I don't even know what this is, but I feel like I don't want it. The Queen, what is this? Eloise Cosmetics. Yeah, I haven't even touched this one, it looks like, so we can just push her to the side. I told you we were getting rid of all of the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palettes because these are years and years and years old, and we just don't want that. Celestial Thunder by Dominique Cosmetics. These shadows were actually so beautiful, but I don't want that. I'm not going to keep it. Okay, it's already getting a little harder. I remember I searched up and down for this Sienna's palette by Profusion. This was like everywhere at a point in time because look at the neutrals. Look how cute it is. This was a dupe for like all the neutral palettes, and the shadow quality is amazing. Again, Profusion, if you're looking for affordable good shadows, Profusion has them, but we not keeping that. We're also not going to keep this JCat Cosmetics. We're not going to keep this palette either. We don't need her. Let's stop kidding ourselves. Picante palette by Carity Beauty. Another super dupey neutral palette. Like you could dupe any palette with this. And I mean, these were good shadows too, but don't need it. Ace Beauté. I love their palettes actually. Oh, that's pretty. And I love their palettes. I want to keep that. Viseart. I don't even have to open this because if I've never opened it, I clearly don't want it. This is, okay, let's open it. Let's just open it. Oh, I should have left it in the box. That's cute. And I know Viseart's palettes are amazing, but I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch it. Let's get rid of it. This little baby Natasha Denona palette, I want to keep this. I love Natasha Denona shadows, so I want to keep her. This palette by Essence, Bonjour Montreal. I remember using this, and I don't think the shadows were as nice as I felt like they could have been. So let's let her go. This KKW Beauty palette, this was really pretty, but just unnecessary to keep. Super neutral shades. We don't need her. Okay, this is where it gets a little tough because we have all of these Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, right? And your girl loves her some Anastasia palettes. But how many do we need? What is this? We getting rid of this. I don't even know what this is. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Like, how many Anastasia palettes do we really need? Ooh, this palette was cute too. With all the little peachy shades. I don't need that either though. Okay. Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, here's another one. 8 Anastasia palettes. We have the Prism palette. I feel like I don't want to get rid of these. The Subculture. Oh, y'all remember all the backlash for the Subculture palette? Yes. The Modern Renaissance. This was my baby for so long. For so long. The Soft Glam. I love, love, love this palette. The Norvina. I didn't use the Norvina too much, but it still has some beautiful shades in it. The Sultry palette. Oh, gorgeous. The Alyssa Edwards palette. This is the one I could probably get rid of. But at the same time, if I get rid of all of my colorful shadows, what if I want to do a super colorful look one day? Like I can keep one colorful palette and it might as well be this one. And then I have the Amrezy palette right here. The Amrezy palette, which was just everything and then some, right? We keep it all in. Wait a minute. I'm missing one because where's the Jackie Aina? Hold on. There we go. I'm like, hold on, girl. I'm missing one of these palettes. The Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This one always stays with me. Like, I will never let this one go. Okay, I've decided we're keeping all of those. That was a bust, but we're keeping all of those. Let's continue. Dose of Colors palette. I think this was like the Desi and Katie palette. Again, such good shades, such great pigmentation. I just don't need it. This was like, I think this was ColourPop's first ever like pressed eyeshadow palette. These were beautiful. Like this was their first one, I believe, just powder eyeshadow palette. But this is so old, you guys. There's no need for me to keep that. The Huda Beauty palette. Wow, you guys remember this? This is the Rose Gold edition. I love Huda Shadows. Let's keep her. Tarte. I think I liked this palette for one shade in here. Yeah, I think it was like this metallic-y. Ooh. When do you find a shade like that? You don't. Like that is, look at that shade. You see that pigmentation? We keep that. I'll keep it for that one shade. I don't care. And then this is the Pat McGrath palette. This is the Mothership 5. Can I be completely honest with you guys? I used to use this all the time. And right now, today, looking at it, I don't see the appeal in the color scheme. I don't love the color scheme. I don't. I'm going to have to think on that one. I'll keep it for a minute, but I'm going to have to think on that one. Okay, let's keep this train moving, y'all, because this video is getting super long. So let's keep this train moving. We have 3 Natasha Denona palettes right here. I love these, and I don't think I can get rise of them. This one is the Retro palette. This is like my newest, I think that was my newest eyeshadow palette purchase, and that was a while ago. This one is the Sunrise palette. Gorge, right? And then this one is the Love palette. Yeah, we got to keep these. All right, we got to keep those. All right, I also have this beautiful Fenty palette right here. This is the Fenty. This is like her first full-size eyeshadow palette. And I was so excited for this palette at first. And then I was just like, I was very underwhelmed with it. I just felt like it could have been better. The colors could have been a little richer. I don't feel like a lot of thought was put into this palette, to be quite honest. And I don't love it. So I'm going to let it go. We have this Natasha Denona. This is the Sunset palette. So we have the Sunrise. We also have the Sunset. Natasha stays because Natasha be slaying her eyeshadows and we can't be giving away Natasha. Natasha gotta stay. However, this LA Girl Break Free eyeshadow palette. Why about it, y'all? Why don't y'all be stopping me when I just be picking up stuff for no reason? Like, what is this? I mean, no, don't get me wrong. That's a good palette. I like these yellows and golds and I think that's what sold me. But I don't need that. This right, I don't even know what this is. Zion Pressed Pigment Palette. I don't know where I got this from or why I have it, but clearly I never used it, so I don't need to start now. Now, do you know what palette you guys are going to have to like pry out of my cold dead fingers? It's this Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is one of the best palettes, one of the best put together palettes I've ever seen, with just some of the shades and the pigmentation. This palette is beautiful. You can use it day to night. This is one of those palettes you go on traveling. You can take this palette and you'll be able to, any occasion, any look, you can get you a pop of color in there if you want. This was such a good palette. Like, kudos to Urban Decay for that. Illamasqua palette. I don't think I've ever used this. I think I got it in a box or something, but I've never used it, so we can let her go. This Beauty Creations Cali Chic palette. I don't even know what that is. Let's let that go too. Another BoxyCharm palette. That looks cute, but she still got the plastic on her, so you know we ain't use that. Pure Cosmetics Festival palettes. Again, that's brand new. Child, we ain't using that. Let's let that go. What else we got? Oh, I was obsessed with this palette too. This Proceed with Caution. This is the ColourPop and Shayla palette. I ain't using that no more. Too Faced Natural Matte palette. I ain't using this either. I don't think I ever used this. Maybe one time I think I used this palette. I don't even know why I got it. Inglot. Oh, Inglot has some cute shadows. We keeping her because she just cute in the case, ain't she? We keeping her. These LA Girl palettes, I think these are so cute, but I just don't know that I have a need for them because I have all these Huda Beauty palettes, right? So look at these. If we open these up, I'll show you kind of what they remind me of. So this one definitely reminds me of this one. And I feel like the Huda Beauty version is just done better. So this is LA Girl. This is Huda Beauty. Don't they look very, very similar? Like cool toned neutrals. And I just feel like the Huda Beauty is smaller and it was done better. So I want to keep Huda, get rid of LA Girl. Now for this one, I feel like this could be the Warm Brown Obsessions. Look at that. Look at that. Or the Topaz. I think it mimics a little of both, but I don't need to keep all three. Like, look at that. Those are very, very similar. And I just really don't need to keep all three. You know what? To be quite honest, I actually think I can get rid of this one and this one, and I'll keep the Topaz. Okay, now you favor, who does this favor? My Mauve Baby. You favor my Mauve Baby. Look at that. And for the Huda Beauty shadows, they're just richer. In my opinion, they're just a lot richer on this side here. So you gotta go. Okay, this LA Girl Pro Artistry palette. I really did like this. Oh, look at that blue. Those blues be getting me. Look at that. Is that not the most gorgeous palette you've ever seen? It is. You can say it. It is. But I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, we have the Jaclyn Hill palette, Volume 2, the Morphe shadows. Morphe had us in a stronghold for a long time, y'all. And I don't hear nobody talk about Morphe anymore, even though they are an Ulta, so they must be doing pretty well. But I don't need all these colors. Let's get rid of that. Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions, I definitely want to keep. I also want to keep the Ruby Obsessions. That's gorgeous, right? I'm going to keep those. And I'm going to keep the Khaki Haze as well. And the Chocolate Brown. Those are just really pretty. Okay, we're almost down to the end, y'all. What we got here? This is like a self-made, a little palette that I made with some Z palette and some MAC shadows in here. And I want to keep those. I actually think this is an Anastasia palette, but I think the rest of these are like MAC shadows. So let's keep those. What else? Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. This palette was really pretty. But I have like 10 of these, don't I? Like, I already have this palette in some form in another brand. Maybe the same brand. I don't know. Ace Beauté. Ooh, I think this palette was really cute. Ooh, it is. It is, y'all. Oh, I like her. I really like her. I'm going to get rid of it, though. Tardiest Pro. What is this? Y'all, it look like I didn't even touch this palette. Bobbi Brown. Ooh, this is pretty with the purples. I ain't wearing no purple eyeshadow. This Sephora Pro palette. I do really enjoy this palette, but it reminds me a lot. Don't this palette remind you a lot of the Natasha Denona Sunset palette? Like, don't they just have a lot of similarities to them? Clearly, there's more shades in the Sephora palette, but I feel like these have so many similarities. I don't know that both are absolutely needed. The only thing the Sunset palette is missing is a black. But other than that, I don't know that both palettes are absolutely needed. And I think I can let go of the Sephora palette. Another thing that irritated me about this was that the plastic didn't stay on. I didn't like that. We are down to the last few palettes. Look at us. What is this? Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. This palette was cute. I used it a few times, but nah, it can go. Ace Beauté Grandiose palette. Oh, this is like a mini Grandiose palette. Let's keep her. I feel like I had those colors, but let's keep her. Uma Beauty, the Black Magic, another Black Magic palette. Oh, she cute. She cute. I'm going to set it to the side. All right, these Fenty Mini 6-pan palettes. What we got going on here? We have her. This is number 3, which looks like just a nice little neutral palette. Number 6, which is the cool tone, deep shades. And then we have these greens. I can already tell you these two can go. I'll keep the greens. Lastly, I have these two Makeup by Mario palettes. How beautiful. These were good shadows too. I'll keep both. Okay, so y'all, it was much easier just showing y'all this way. These are all of the palettes, excuse my slippers, that I'm getting rid of. 80 palettes, y'all. I don't want any of them. So we can see there's some Morphe, some Carity, Wet n Wild, LA Girl, LA Colors, Sephora, Tarte, Too Faced. What is that? J-Cat Beauty, Profusion, ColourPop, Pat McGrath, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Dose of Colors, more Too Faced, more Morphe, some Juvia's Place, LA Girl, whatever brand that is, Fenty, Beauty Creations, Illamasqua, Ace Beauté, more Morphe, Crazy, Maybelline, Elf, Essence, Eloise. What is this? I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what that is. Believe Beauty. My God. There's Kylie. There's KKW in there. Y'all. All of this gotta go. Woo! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining for you. Thank you all so much for watching and always supporting. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.